Ontario government is taking direct aim at the gender gap today, introducing legislation that will eventually require companies to track and report how much they're actually paying their employees.
For 30 years, there's been legislation that says that if you're doing the same job as the person next to you, you shouldn't be paid differently. So I think that this legislation is about shining a light on where perhaps that's not happening, and I believe in the power of light.
If passed, the new rules will eventually apply to companies with 250 or more employees. According to provincial statistics, women earn up to 30% less than men, a gap that hasn't closed in the past 10 years. But Howard Levitt, a prominent employment lawyer, says this legislation will do little to address those gaps.
Right now, women are not paid less than men, except when there's a good reason for that. There's three reasons for that. First of all, women are generally in more part-time work, and that pays less because they're less reliable workers in the workplace. When you're working part-time, you're not there all the time. You're not building up the knowledge of the workplace. Second reason is that they tend to be in jobs that around the world are paid less than jobs that males are traditionally in. For example, administrative assistants earn less than scientists or engineers. And thirdly, a lot of women, disproportionately to men, take years off work and therefore don't develop the marketability that men do, or anybody does, including women, that work full on and don't take off several years.
He adds that pay inequality based on gender is already barred through several human rights acts, and says this is little more than electioneering.
Because we have protection right now for women who are paid less than men. It's called the Human Rights Code and the Equal Pay Provisions of the Employment Standards Act. If a woman is paid less than a man in any part because of their gender, they have an excellent complaint, and no one is going to say, no serious commentator is going to say the Human Rights Tribunal has no teeth or Employment Standards has no teeth. They do have teeth. And then there's pay equity legislation too. So this does nothing at all to redress income imbalance.
Now, if passed, all public job postings would have to have a salary range listed, and employers would be prohibited from asking prospective candidates about how much they earned in previous positions.